Hey guys, I really feel this podcast episode is really valuable and it's teaching you the power of the mind and a framework so you can understand how the mind works to move you forward in life. And I've been wanting this for ages and yeah, I'm so excited. So I hope you enjoy. So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be, or in other words, conquer their dyslexia? That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast. Hello guys, I hope we're doing alright. There we go. I'm so excited for today. It's been a good day, and I've just finished. It's been day 2 of the Finish the Book Challenge that we just finished doing the live, and I loved it. And I feel like what we're talking about is so good because it's the pre-training of what we're doing to set people up so when the actual challenge starts, they can blast off and actually you can start the book and read 20, 30, 40 pages from the first day easily and effortlessly. I'm so excited, and I want to jump on here on the podcast real quick to leave like a good message and to really tell people something that we talked about that would be so valuable. We talked about it in the Finish the Book Challenge, so this is pre-training. And what I talk to people about is like, okay, you're going to start this challenge, start and finish the book within 30 days, easily, without a lot of effort. All this stuff, it seems unbelievable. It seems like, look, I'm teaching you to fly if you have to drink these magic beans or whatever. It seems unbelievable, especially if you're living your whole life, 20, 30, 40 years, of not being able to read. And yes, probably doing a lot of research and having a lot of help, just like me, and then going through the method and then realising, look, I can read now. And it's so amazing. I want to talk to you about what we talked about today, which is the power of the mind. Power of the mind. And I think us dyslexics really feel, for example, we go through hell when we go through school, and often when we go through normal life. Times we go through hell, and oftentimes we can leave end this hell worse than what we came in. This is not the way it should be. But the reason why we leave worse than the way we came in is because we don't know how to manage our mind. We don't know techniques, we don't know strategies, we don't know concepts on how to really think in a certain way and understand the different concepts of how a person makes up himself. Because two people give total different experiences of life. It's quite broad, but basically what I mean is that your mind controls everything, doesn't it? Your mind controls everything about what you're thinking about and all this. I remember like when Tony Robbins said to me, the only way to change your life is take responsibility of your life. Like, wow, this is amazing. I got obsessed with improving myself. But also what I got obsessed on is understanding how life works. It's like, okay, I'm kind of at the start of it, and I want to figure out how it works. So I'm not just guessing and working out through trial and error. I'm actually researching it. I'm actually looking, just like seeing how it works. Because like those people has lived life a lot longer life than I have, and I've got a lot better idea about how to live their life, so I can learn from those experiences and from what they've learned. And I've doing spent hours, thousands of hours listening, watching, researching, and thousands of pounds doing it, and all this sort of stuff. Figuring out the simple question: how does life work? And I want to tell you something that I think it's a really breakthrough to really understanding how life works. And I made a little diagram here. I can show you on the video here. If you listen to this, sorry you can't see it, you just have to listen to my amazing fast voice that I talk really fast. And I apologise for my fast speed, because I remember like, if I listen to it, because I listen to other podcasts on ×2 speed, and I can listen to it, it's fine. When I listen to my own podcast at ×2 speed, I cannot understand it, or barely, but it's annoying, because one, it's for my voice, and two, it's very fast, I speak fast. I apologise for that. I'll try and slow down when I'm talking about this, because it's a little bit technical. But there's a framework. If you've not used these languages before, you'll get used to this if you keep listening to this podcast. But I want to talk to you through this. So, why is it important to work out how life works? Well, how I understand it is so you can be the best version of yourself. So you can be truly yourself. Because oftentimes we are held back by our minds. We all know that. But but it's about having a framework, having like a manual to how to work this mind properly. So you can go in your dyslexic challenges and be able to conquer them, be able to go through them and destroy them, because you have a mindset of how to do this. So this is how the mind works, all right? It's how the mind works. So basically, there's 4 different stages. So we all know the 2 big ones that we heard about: values and beliefs. These are the 2 kingpins, values and beliefs. And values are 1 tier higher than beliefs. They're the most important, because the values decide what you do, what you focus on. I mean, all these things, but values are so important. And what values are what, like, a list of importance. Because like adventure is a value. Some people love adventure, and some people hate security. I don't want to be secure, I want to be adventurous. Some people love security, some people love certainty. Things have to happen a certain way. Some people sort of like value love as one of the highest values. But whatever your highest value is, like your top couple values, that's where you'll be focused most. That's when you make most of your decisions from. They're like a life guiding force, and they're very strong. They're very deep rooted. They have big roots in the ground. So we have values about what's most important to us, and then we have beliefs. Now, when we talk about beliefs, I always say that there's, like, you can use beliefs. There's people that talk about stories that we tell ourselves. People talk about labels, what we label with ourselves. But all of those are beliefs. There's a different type of belief, or there's a belief with a different label on it. All those are beliefs. But ultimately, what a belief is a feeling of certainty about something. A belief is, for example, I'm very, 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 very sure that I'm this way. I'm very, very sure that these are this way. I'm very, very sure about this. It's a belief. It's a belief. It's to think we're sure about this. It's a feeling of certainty about something. It's a saying that you mean a story, a label, or you mean a belief. And then, like, guess what? The label of dyslexia on ourselves is also a belief. Yes, we have a piece of paper that says we're dyslexic. Yes, dyslexic is a thing in this world, but it was a word invented 130 years ago, described by people who are different. They don't know, it doesn't make sense to them. That's why they called it a word, dyslexia, because it's people that seem quite intelligent but can't do these skills that everyone else can do. So let's call this the word dyslexia, and that's how it got invented. And so we have values and beliefs, and I can talk about these for ages, but I'm just talking about, in this podcast, the overview of what they are. So values and there's beliefs. But beliefs are so important, and beliefs are more malleable than values. But how are beliefs created? All your beliefs are basically created from the past. From the past, basically all your beliefs are created from the past. The past experiences we have. We have certain experiences of things in class, or the teacher saying things to our parents, or this happening, or that happening, or whatever. We have these past experiences. And from these past experiences we create a meaning from those experiences. From the meaning, we create our belief. Because think about it, there's beliefs and there's experiences. It's one thing in the middle that turns our experience into a belief. It's meaning. And every moment we're deciding a meaning of a certain situation. Every moment. Everyone's doing it, like 90% of a lot of us are doing it subconsciously. Meaning we don't focus on, or we don't actually decide what the meaning is. We let the meaning just hit us. Think, okay, this is what it means. Without taking control over this incredible process that what meaning is. And then 2 people can have slightly same experiences, but have different meanings come through their experiences and live completely different lives, because they've created different beliefs because of their experience. I'm sorry, I'm talking fast here. So then from our situations, we come from our fundamental level, and it's our environment. Our environment, the way we grow up, and the culture, everything around us. Our environment. Now, we can't control our environment. We have little control over our experiences or situations. And then from our experiences or situations, we create meanings, and those meanings determine our beliefs. And then beliefs are often our rules to meet our values, or we have certain things to meet our values, and all this stuff. That's a bit complex. So I want you to understand this. So the ground up, what's the ground level? Environment. Stage 2, situation. We have certain situations, and then from the situations we have a meaning, and that turns into our beliefs. Okay, beliefs are stage 3. Stage 4 is values. Those are like how life works, and how to actually change that is by creating a different meaning from the situations. And also there's focus and all these other things you can do, but these are kind of like how life works. So with our values, it guides all our decisions. What we value most. Yes, of course, it's depending on our situation, but what we focus on in a certain situation is based upon our values. Okay? Now, there's all this stuff we can talk about, but I'll talk about something deeper. Like in the video, basically there's these 4 circles with all these lines, but at the top of the page there's a cloud or a bubble with 2 words in there: pain and pleasure. Now this cloud, this bubble of stuff, is subconscious, is how we wired our nervous system. Subconsciously, every animal does it, and we're instinctual. But basically, how we take action, this is so powerful we can't change these: pain and pleasure. Basically, two invisible forces that guide all our decisions ever in life: pain and pleasure. I'll say this, and you mean whatever we link more pain to, then pleasure will move away from. Whatever we link more pleasure to, then pain will move towards. So does it make sense? It's whatever in our nervous system, in that particular point in time, in our nervous system, we'll know it'll be painful in the present, but we know in the future it'll be pleasurable. You mean that's how we think? Or might be, you mean, we only focus on the pleasure now, we don't focus on pleasure in the future, then we do something like something stupid or whatever. So these 2 things, pain and pleasure, control every action we have. Every action we have. Now, if you understand this, you can use this to your advantage. But you can have so much pain to having a negative to doing an action you don't want, and so much pleasure to link an action you do want, and do it in the past, do it now, and do it in the future. I'm talking about so much valuable stuff. I'm sorry I'm talking about it like this, throwing information at you. I'm sorry. But I want to say this to you, and really, because some of you listen to this will be like, holy crap, this is amazing. I've got to write this stuff down. I've got to understand this. So therefore, I can start using this in the future. Because someone told me this framework when I was 15, when I was 16, trying to improve myself. It'd be like, this is the best thing ever. Understands how life works, and what you can do is really understanding, okay, these are my points of contact, and this is why I believe this is why I believe that, moving forward. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, if your podcast, please share, please like, please do your stuff, because it really helps me out. Because if you think this can help more people, do your stuff. Make it help more people. Make me be like an advocate of this podcast. Okay, guys? Take care, farewell, and bye.